Hey guys, a very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy, and here in this session we will discuss very important MCQs and concepts regarding TOC, that is theory of computation, right? So if you are preparing for TNTRB, UGC NET Computer Science or any upcoming CSIT exam, then this session will very useful for you, right? So please watch this session, please subscribe our YouTube channel and like the video and share it with your friends so that we all can together learn and understand the multiple concepts of the computer science togetherly, right? So let's just start. The very first question here is correct hierarchical relationship among context free right linear and context sensitive language is. So four options are given as context free subset of right linear, it is subset of context sensitive, or context free is subset of context sensitive is subset of right linear of, or option C, context sensitive is subset of right linear or context free, or right linear is subset of context free or context sensitive. So basically you all know that right linear is basically type of regular grammar, isn't it? Context free is basically CFG grammar, context free grammar, and context sensitive is nothing but context sensitive grammar. So you can say that CSG, if we make it like in a Venn diagram, then CSG, that is context sensitive grammar, is the superset of context free grammar, and context free grammar is further superset of regular grammar. So basically regular grammar is subset of context free grammar, and context free grammar is subset of context sensitive grammar, right? So option D is the correct answer. And the next question here is basically this kind of questions are previous years, either UGC NET, TNTRB or any CSIT exams including GATE or ISRO or BARC, right? Or PGEE for MTech, or many kind of CSIT exams are there, right? So these questions are already extracted from these sources, right? So if you are preparing now, then this sessions and upcoming sessions will always be useful for you, because this kind of questions they can ask, right? So that you can understand at least that what kind of questions and concept they are asking in this kind of exams. The next question is a language is regular if and only if. So you all know that a language is regular if and only if it is accepted by DFA, that is deterministic finite automata. However, a language is only context free language if it is accepted by PDA, and a language is context sensitive language CSL if it is accepted by linear bounded automata, and your language is recursively enumerable language if it is accepted by Turing machine. That is why in our question it is asked that a language is regular if and only if it is accepted by DFA, that is deterministic finite automata. So option A is the correct answer. The next question is regular expressions are closed under. So we have learned the closure properties of all the languages. Further, I will try to make a session for this, because this chart is very important and useful, because in each and every kind of CSIT exam at least one question from the closure chart is fixed in any form, right? So it is very important to learn that closure chart. However, for the concept of this question, regular expressions are closed under union operation as well as intersection operation as well as clean star operation, right? So all three are correct. So all of the mention is the correct answer. Why? Because a regular expression is always closed under union as well as intersection as well as clean clause star. The next question is which of the following languages have built-in regular expression support? So basically there are some languages which have built-in regular expressions. Here you can say that Perl is the right answer. However, some more languages are there like JavaScript and Ruby and Perl. So these three languages are basically they are having built-in regular expression support, whereas Java, Python, C++, .NET, right, so they do not have built-in regular expression. So you can just make a note in for the purpose of your knowledge. So if such kind of questions can be asked theoretically in any exam like UGC NET or any kind of Kendriya Vidyalaya or NVS CS exam or any ISRO CS exam, right, so you can get directly answers there. And the next question is which of the following is not possible algorithmically? So regular grammar to context free grammar, regular grammar to context free grammar. So it is possible because we have algorithm for that, and they are not, they are basically, you can say that they are deterministic problems, means they can be formed, the algorithm can be formed for this. The next one is non-deterministic finite state automata to deterministic finite state automata. So it's also possible that to make a non-deterministic finite automata to deterministic, what we do, first we reduce the we try to reduce the multiple same state, and we try to reduce it as reduce as possible, and then we try to make it into the minimum state, right? So there is an algorithm exists, we have also learned in TOC. But non-deterministic PDA to deterministic PDA, it is not possible because power of NPDA and power of DPDA, right? They aren't the same. That's why we cannot, better statement is that we cannot convert every NPDA to DPDA. We cannot convert every NPDA to DPDA, right? That is why it is algorithmically not possible. So option C is the right answer. The next question is, the context free grammar is given to us as derives AS and BS, and terminators are A and B here, is equivalent to regular expression. So let's check it, first option, because in TOC if such kind of questions are there, then to cancel out all unrelated options, now the better option. So A plus B means either A or B should be there, but you can say that now first you can derive S to AS, then further from this S to BS, then further from this S to suppose A. So ABA, you can generate this language, your context free grammar is this now, so this can generate ABA, but ABA cannot be generated by this option, that is why it get eliminated. Similarly ABA cannot be generated by this option as well, so this is eliminated. So the remaining option is none of this and this one, so we have to check this option very cleverly so that we can't get this answer wrong. So if you see here now, A and B, you can see here A and B, they are terminals. If they are terminals, means it is sure that at least either A or B should be printed or should be there in the grammar language, right? So at either A or either B should be there at least, means either A or either B. After that we can make any kind of language. If we want to start any language from A, then we can use AS, and further we can derive AS or on our choice if we want to derive BS, likewise that, right? So or if you want to derive all string started from BS, means I want to just say that we can derive A B. If I want to derive double A, then I can derive how AS then AS, isn't it? Or direct this AS is end with A, this AS is end with this terminal AA, so I can derive AA. If I want to derive double B, then S derives BS and this S derive B, so I can also derive BB. If I want to derive AB, then I can derive it like that, S derives AS and this is ended with B, so I can also derive BA, S derives BS and this S derives A. So you can similarly say that all single letter string can be generated, double letter string can be generated. Similarly all third letter means triple A, likewise the triple B, right? All strings we can generate, means it is a complete language, we can generate complete language of A and B. That is why option B is the right answer, because A and B are compulsory, either A or either B is compulsory. And if here is a clean closure, it means that if you want to include complete language element, then okay, and if you don't want to complete language element, then only A and B can also be generated. So option B is 101% right answer. So I hope you understand the derivation process for this. Further, if you have any kind of doubt or query, then please comment us so that I can try to solve your doubts and queries on very good basis, right? Or with some more clarity if you have any kind of doubts or queries, right? The next question is, the output of the lexical and syntax analyzer can be stated as. So you all know that the compiler generation phases question is there. Lexical analyzer phase basically generates tokens, isn't it? And syntax analyzer phase basically generate parse tree. You all know that. So token streams and parse tree. Option C is the right answer. So guys, this was the session of TOC, and we have already discussed such some MCQ questions for OS, object oriented programming concepts, right, and programming in C, right, and DBMS. And in our upcoming lecture we will try to take CD algorithms, data structures, digital electronics, computer architectures, as well as computer networks, and all CSIT exam which you have in your UGC net TNTRB, like artificial intelligence and such kind of things. And after that we will make part 2 of that, so that you can get more question and you can practice on daily basis, so that your pace can be good, so that you can score better in your upcoming exam, right? So thank you so much guys, have a very nice day. Jai Hind.